Yeah. Good evening, all. Welcome to today's weekly session. We are going to start by a little reminder with teaching for those who have not or do not understand structure and wave. Whatever we see in Forex, we see it in terms of a wave that is forming, that is moving in a particular direction and forming a structure. And when you see a wave that moves in a direction, you must expect a counter wave. And after the counter wave, another wave will come up, which is the third wave. And of course, the fourth wave must be a counter wave. Then before you see the last wave. Now, these 5 waves is what is called a motive wave, where you see the first wave, the second counter wave, the third wave, the fourth counter wave, and the fifth wave. And each of the waves is a structure. They create a structure, or they create structure. Each of the wave creates structure, and these are necessary for us to plot how to proceed to and trade. Now, a sequence is noted by complete 5 waves. When you have first wave, the second wave, the third wave, the fourth and the fifth wave, that completes a sequence. And after completion of this sequence, at every 5 waves that is completed, there must be a 3 waves sequence, which is corrective with ABC sequence, which is A, B, and a C sequence before another wave is generated. So if another wave is generated, this is going to be 1 again, a 2, and a 3, and so on. That is basically what I want to show you, that you have the first wave, the second wave, the third wave, the fourth wave, and the fifth wave. After all, we have a 3 wave sequence, which is a corrective wave pattern, A, B, C, A, B, C, and before another sequence begins. Now, picture this corrective wave, or picture this scenario on a smaller time frame. On a smaller time frame, when within wave 1 in itself, that is what I want you to understand. Within wave 1 in the smaller time frame, within that wave 1 in the smaller time frame, you are going to have 5 waves of that wave 1 in the smaller time frame, the very smaller time frame. You're going to have 5 waves. Then imagine that in this smaller time frame, this is what we have in front of us. It's very smaller time frame, maybe about 15 minutes time frame or thereabouts, yes, or 5 minutes time frame. And that is what we have in front of us. So, and in this wave 1 itself is going to run 5 wave sequence. This particular wave 1 is going to run 5 wave sequence. And the first wave of it that is running 5 waves, just this one alone, the first wave also is running five waves. And the wave 2 of it, which is corrective, is going to run 3 wave sequence. Then the third wave in it is also going to run 5 wave sequence. Now, when you do the first wave of this particular wave 1 in the very smallest time frame, you do a first wave, which is the first wave of it. The second wave of it is going to be ABC. Just as like I said, at the end of every 5 waves, you must have an ABC. But in this case, when you do the first wave, in this wave 1, which is wave 1 of 1, the first wave goes up. The second wave, the first wave would have formed a 5 wave pattern, and the corrective wave, which is wave 2, is going to be ABC. Then you do the third wave, which also will run in 5 waves pattern, and the corrective wave is another ABC. Then you finish the fifth wave. And after this fifth wave, that means you have corrected the whole of these wave 1. Now, this wave 2 now will now be ABC, which is a corrective pattern, ABC, to form wave 2. So that is what I just said now. Imagining that this one had done 5 waves, and this counter wave is just an ABC, just as you will see here. Now, imagine also this one is going to run 5 waves. That's wave 3. The first do wave 1, then ABC of 3, 2. Wave 3, 3 is going to go up as 5 waves as well. Another ABC before finishing up. And after finishing wave 3 in 5 waves, then you have the 4th wave, which is an ABC also. Then after that, you do this one also to go up with 1 of 5, an ABC of 2, with 3, an ABC of 4, and with 5. And after you are finished this sequence, which is the larger sequence, you now have a what? Another ABC correction before you go up. Now, let me drive home what I'm trying to say so that you understand. Let's go somewhere so that you understand what we're trying to say. As in, at the end of every 5 waves, there must be an ABC correction. At the end of every 5 waves, in any time frame that you can think of, there must be an ABC correction. Now, the kind of ABC correction will now be, is that wave that is doing ABC a second wave to the first one, or a 4th wave to the 3rd one? So that is what the difference. And let me go somewhere we are going to see something. Now, let's go inside. Now, I did some things that you cannot see here. Before I did some things here which you cannot see on this time. This is a later time frame. Okay, let's go there first. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame. This is where I'm coming to show you this area. This is a wave to the upside. This is a counter wave to the downside. In terms of where we are now, so this is seen as a wave 1, and this is seen as a wave 2, and this is seen as a wave 3, and this is a 4. Probably we have ended with 5 here. So if we have ended with 5 here, we are thinking that once we have ended with 5 here, probably we want to do the 4th wave. Now, as a matter of fact, once we finish with 4, because this also you can see the internal structure of this wave. Wave 1 of it, wave 2 of it, wave 3 of it, and which has ended here. This is seen as wave 4 of that wave. If this is seen as wave 4 of that wave, this might just be the end of wave 5 of this particular wave. So if it's wave 5 of this particular wave that we have ended here, then this correction that we are seeing, are we seeing it as a wave 4 of a major, or a wave 4 of this one? Because we have finished entirely with 3 here, completely, 4 and 5 of 3. How do I mean? Let's go there so that you understand how wave count works. From this level to this level, that is wave 1 of a particular sequence. This is wave 1 of a new sequence. This is wave 2 of a new sequence here. So wave 1 and wave 2 of a new sequence. So after doing this sequence A, B, and a C to finish the 5th wave here, now that means we have ended wave 1 and we have ended wave 2 here, which is a major 2 in this time frame. So we are starting with wave 3. What it means that if we are starting with wave 3 now, this is a 3-1 and a 3-2, a 3-3, a 3-4, and a 3-5, which has ended with 5 of 3. So if this is a major 2, this should be seen as nothing but ABC correction of a major 4. it should be seen as ABC correction of a major 4. And after that, we finish this ABC correction of a major 4. We are going to thrust up to now finish with 5. And after we thrust up to finish with 5 of the entire run, then we are going to do an ABC correction of the whole sequence, which will now make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as 1. And the ABC that is coming down may now be run to the downside as a wave 2 to this, or as a wave 4 to this, depending on what has been the count that we cannot see on this paper. So you need to lend me your ears so as I unfold these for you. So for now, this is a new sequence where we are a 1 and a 2 completed, a 3, 1, a 3, 2, a 3, 3, a 3, 4, a 5 of 3 completed, and we are seeing this as a major 4, like as this one is a major 2. So once we finish a major 4, we should finish 5 to the upside in a clear divergence. And after that, price is not just going to continue to go in upside. We are going to see a big correction. That big correction can it now be a 4 to whatever we are seeing, or can it now be a 2 to this movement? That is what we are going to figure out. But we are still not yet there. This is seen as a 4 of this cycle, a big 4 of this cycle. Now, here you cannot see anything. Let me go to the higher time frame. On the weekly time frame. So you can't see a thing, even if I bring my drawing. So you can't see more than this. Well, I'm still going to go inside of that. On the daily, can you see any partition around this area on the daily? Still, you can't see any partition around this area on the daily. But I have partitions here, which you cannot see. And that is how interesting it can be. Let's see if you're going to be beginning to see that partition on the 4-hourly. On the 4-hourly, yes, it's coming up. Can you see? This is what you can see on that wave on the 4-hourly. Can you see? On the 4-hourly. That is how interesting and how intricate it can get when you are doing analysis. Let's go on 1 hour if you're going to see anything. On 1 hour, so we can now see what I've demarcated, which you could not see before. On this time frame, 1 hour time frame, this one has a wave 1 of 3, and this one has a wave 2 of 3. But again, you still cannot appreciate the internal structure of this wave, even on this time frame. Let's go to the 30 minutes time frame. Yeah, the 30 minutes time frame, all you can see is, you can see maybe this is a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, nothing more. And maybe this is just like ABC correction from 1, 2, and a 3. But now, if it's an ABC correction 1, 2, and a 3, this one should run, you can run 3 waves, another 3 waves. This will be a clear 5 waves. So let's go inside of a 15 minutes. Can we see anything? If it's a correction, you are going to learn. Now, even inside of a 15 minutes, what I've done here is to paint the 2 waves differently. This is seen as a wave 1 of 3 and a wave 2 of 3. So you are seeing it, but still, can you really appreciate that it's a 5 waves? Can you appreciate if this is a 5 wave? Can you appreciate if it's a 3 wave? Can you appreciate if this is 5 waves? So let's now go inside of a 5 minutes. We are breaking it down inside of a 5 minutes. Can we see anything? It's definitely not here. Where do we have them? Suddenly, it has turned to be a big thing, okay? So we can see this now. We can begin to see this. We can begin to see this. Now, in a attempt to see this on the 5 minutes time frame, This push-up is wave 1, and this is wave 2. Now, inside this wave 1, can you now appreciate that this also is 5 waves, and that this is 3 waves? You cannot. But that is exactly how this wave forms from the very lowest and smallest time frame up to where you now have 1, 2, and a 3, 1, a 3, 2, a 3, 3, a 3, 4, and a 5, a big 4, and this is the end of wave 5 in itself, because here you cannot see 1 and 2 of 5, but you can see 4 of 5, and we have a 5. And inside this one, this is wave 1, and you have, this is wave 2 here. This is wave 2 here. A, B, C of wave 2, and this is wave 5, which is a B, a wave A and a wave B. Inside of this wave B, you can see A, B, C, and this C wave, which is the second, the last wave, running in 5 waves, clear 5 waves to the downside. Now, let's now go. I'm going to do something. What date is this? This is like 7:30, Thursday, 15. So let's pick that. Thursday, 15. Thursday, 15. And let's pick our time as 7:30. 7:30. This is where we are now. Okay. So if we now go inside of a 1 minute time frame, and we can come here and pick that date and say, go there. We're going to allow it to load. Yeah, that's 1 minute. So we can see 1 minute time frame. We can see 1 minute time frame. If I'm going to compress a bit, I will do that. So this is 1 minute time frame. So we can now begin to see that even on the 1 minute time frame, this is seen as what? A 3 wave. So you are going to go inside of seconds to be able to analyze that this is actually a 5 wave, because it's actually a 5 wave, a 1 and a 2 to the downside, a 3, a 4, and a 5. But you can't see a 2 here. You can see a 4. And this is a 5 wave. This one, sorry, this is a 3 waves. This is a 3 wave. 3 wave pattern for these two, A, B, C. You can see the A and a B and a C. And you have a flat here to connect these. And this is 5 wave, but it's truncated. It's just like it's a running flat that it gave to finish this. And we now begin with 3, a 3-1, a 3-2. Then a 3-3, which ran here 3-4 and finished 5 waves here. The 3-3 also is running 5 waves. That's the thing. So you can see from here, a 3-1 must have run 5 waves to give us a 2. A 3-3 also will run 5 waves to give us this one as a 4. Then a 3-5. A 3-5 is a 4 of it and a 5 of it. And after finishing 3 completely, so 3 started from here, which is as a 3-1, and finish it completely here. So every part of 3, that's why you say the third wave is very long. The third wave usually is very long on that time frame, because the 3-1 will form like a 5 waves to give a 2. The third part of it also will run as a 5 waves to give us a 4. And the last wave, which is the 5 waves of 3, will run. So there are big 3 waves going to the upside on a wave 3 on that particular, on the end time frame. So, and after that, if you now give us the major 4, and after a major 4, we now see the last wave 5 go to the upside here. Last wave 5 going to the upside here. And this is probably a 2 of it. a 2, a 3, a 4 of it, and the fifth of it is truncated here. So that's what we can see. From here, this is like with 5, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4. A 4 of it is A, B, C to finish a 4, and this is a 5 of it. Now, and after that, we now start ABC correction of this entire run that we saw on the lower time frame. So when you understand this, that's what you use. So seeing this also now here, shifting to this side of the wave. So we now begin to see that this also came down in 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Then on the corrective format of the B wave here, the B wave actually we have an A, the A wave of B, and this is a B wave of B. So in an A wave of B, we can see what A wave of B is giving us, which you cannot see the internal structure of A wave of B, but you can see that of B wave of B that came down A, B, C. And the last wave of B is interesting. This is the last wave of B, which is a C. But in this C, we have 1 and 2, and we have a 3 and a truncated 5. So it can get, so these things will not be clear to anybody, but when you see what they can do, you know how to follow it and how to use your trend line, that when it breaks, it breaks. Then the entire run here is a wave A, the entire run here is a wave B, but of course we have seen that this wave B was divided also into A and a B into 3 and a C that had a truncated 5 here as a 5 wave. And we're now seeing wave C. So A, B, and a C, and this also running in 5 ways to the downside. That's what we are seeing now. Running in the 5 ways to the downside. As we see this as a 1, a 2, and a 3, and a 4, and a 5 of this first part of the first wave, and the second wave, 1 and 2, which is A, B, C, and it's running down until it gets to 3, 4, and a 5. So that is what we can see here. And eventually, on this time frame, a break of structure here tells you there is a break of structure. And if you're able to count, usually it's very difficult. If you're able to count, you might quickly notice that there is a break of structure. But on a 1 minute time frame, you will try. So let's go back on the 5 minutes time frame and see what is giving us. So that's a break of structure, which you might not even see because it didn't give you any clear structure to be broken. So going inside of it, it's a microsecond. So remember that a structure is broken there. This is the structure you are going to see at this level on the 5 minutes. The first structure, you won't see. In fact, when it's making this move, you are even confused. You don't know if you are seeing anything at all. So this is where you are going to see that structure on the 5 minutes, on the 15 minutes time frame. So that's why it's difficult to work on these lower time frames. So on the 15 minutes time frame, so we can see that, yes, it will be apparent on the 15 minutes time frame because you have broken this to the upside here, but you won't see it here on the 15 minutes time frame. But on a 5 minutes time frame, is on the 15 minutes time frame, you will see it here, which is still okay. And that is just like how many pips. And you see the manner the candle closes. So whatever time frame you are, that's about 16 pips. Then on a 30 minutes time frame, which should be obvious to anybody. So this is 30 minutes time frame. On that 30 minutes time frame, it's the wave is pulling out of your reach. It's pulling out. So the only thing that could help you is that if you had counted this as a wave one, an A, B, C correction, so we were going to actually come in here, but they got the wave truncated, and the C got so messed up, you know, a B, an A, and so the first part of B, so a B of B and a C of B here. This is an A of B. So the B of B, which is A, B, C, and to finish a B, and the last B, which is 5 waves. And this is running 5 waves to the downside, and they got it truncated. So this is wave 3 and wave 4 and wave 5. So we missed it. So but these had gotten a very good low that could have drawn anybody in. So they can be funny. And we need to understand how to work around this thing to be able to pick entry and to say, from my analysis, if I count my wave correctly, what am I going to do? Now, before I go to what we have to do today, let me quickly go on a higher time frame to see the bigger picture on the weekly time frame. This is the bigger picture on the weekly time frame. Maybe I will first quickly go to the daily time frame to tell you something before I go to this bigger time frame. We are applying the same thing, the same idea to the bigger time frame, because it will first form on the lower time frame before you get to the bigger time frame. So you must know what the wave count is on the bigger time frame, as it's different from a lower time frame. So let's look at this. Okay, let me go to the daily. Now, do you remember when we were having this correction? Then we said, after this move, we had corrected this move, and we felt like price may still want to push lower and take this as an ABC to go one leg more lower to correct this one because it's shallow. But now that we said that in our attempt to do that, let me go to 4 hourly and try to compress the, yeah. So on the 4 hourly, so when we had this come to the downside, we said we have finished with 5 here, and certainly we now begin to see a break of structure here. Now, after this break of structure, a wise man that knows that, okay, we have a break of structure, even if we are correcting this as an ABC, this should still retest almost immediately at about 76. Probably that would have drawn you in, even if you had missed this, okay? Now, what we saw here is we are treating this as an A and a B, and that a C should probably somewhere around this area, not up to this point. A C should get at 123 or 127, which is around this area. That wouldn't have broken this trend line at the time. And I told us that once you have a breach of 123, 127, even by a week, forget, the price is going bullish. So that is what it has turned out to be. So it got to 50, gave you a decent correction for you to move out. So if you don't know and you are still open because you don't know anything about structure and about wave, and you are open at the price after giving you an hammer, you see, oh, it's a reverse hammer. See, you say it's a reverse hammer, because you are not counting the wave. The structure of the corrective wave has been broken past beyond 127. So what else do you want them to tell you? So, and you must know these things. So you don't expect them to tell you anything again. By giving these and you think they're coming down, it's a corrective from A, B, C, and boom, they go. But now they have done all of this. Are you disturbed? You only be disturbed that, oh, you are not caught with them and you're not moving with them because you don't know what you are doing. So you don't have to really worry about the fact that the price had risen to the sky. This price is still coming down, but you must be able to count correctly for you to know, okay, this is what I do next. And after this correction here, we are seeing these move as a new move here because it has broken away from here. So we are now seeing this as a wave 1 and as a wave 2. So you can see how big a wave 1, A of 2 is, and how short a B and a C of 2 is. Whatever is that they are playing, they will not play to take out the main retracement that you should expect for a wave B or a wave 2. And that is why all these things can get truncated anyhow. So now we are seeing this after a wave 2 that completed itself at this level. We're now seeing this as a wave 1. So this is a wave 3-1 at this level. This is a wave 3-1 at this level. There's a wave 3-1 at this level. The first part of 3, so which will say, okay, a 1 and a 2 of 3. Now we're now going inside of a 3. So the 3-3 will also be divided into 5 waves. And the 3-3 is what we are seeing here, just like I showed you on that micro time wave, time frame. So we're going to see 3-3 as also running the first part of it, which is 1 of it. And this is, okay, yes, 1 of it, a 2 of it. So this is part of a 2 of it anyway, because this is 1, like I said, and this is part of it going up here. Then we saw this movement. Okay, we saw this movement before we went up. So in an attempt to pick our 2, this is what you should be looking at. Let's see. It will be ideal for you. Let me see if it's well aligned. No, not really. Okay, I think it's okay this way. So on that time frame, this is where the price will not come to break now, which is the low here of this new wave. The low of this new wave. To finish, if we want to catch a 4, okay? So you must understand what I'm trying to do. But you know that the entire thing, let me mark this one as red. Yes, let's mark this one as red. This will be a 3-1 and a 3-2. So price is not expected here. This one has finished itself 1 and 2. So price is not expected here for now. Price, this is in between a space that price may walk up to depending on whatever, how this one finishes itself, okay? This one finishes itself. So in our attempt to see this one as a 3-3 that has finished itself, that a complete 3, the third wave has finished itself here as a 3-3. 3-3 has finished itself at that point. Let me, I'm already doing the analysis. So we are saying this as it has finished itself as a 3-3 now. So we want to see a major 4 of that 3 in that order, okay? We want to see a major 4. To see a major 4, this is the low of 2. Where is the low of 2? This is the low of 2 that you're going to pick, not this one. This is the low of 2 that we're going to pick. So which means that you don't expect price here for now. So what we should see is that we should see the 4 correcting from here, which might change a bit now. It might change a bit. So we might see that price for now should not come here. If we want to pick a stop loss, price is not expected at 85,200. Price is not expected here for now. So the price may walk up to between here and between here, which is 23 points. So this will be a blue zone or a blue box to finish this with 4. Because if you cannot do your count very well, then you won't know where it's going to come to. So, and that's where a big with 4 is going to come to. So that will now be a 3-4. After we finish a 3-4, then a 3-4 shouldn't actually go beyond here. I don't expect it here. If this is a 2, so I don't expect it beyond here. So we can put our stop loss. I'm going to change that. So, and then a 5. You know, I was telling us that we can use this to guide price. A 5 will now be from here down to a 4. And we are saying that upper limit of 5 should be exactly at this level. Exactly at this level. This is 123 extension or correction to the upside. So, I said 120, that's 176, and this is 78. So this is where we expect, and that will be 85.2 extension of the whole retracement to the upside. That is, I will still show you what I'm trying to say. So this is where we expect a 3-5 to end itself. When the 3-5 ends itself here, to finish the entire 3 sequence, which is, we expect it to be around this area, So when we finish the entire sequence, we now have to do an ABC move from this level to the beginning of 3. So we're going to see an ABC. So in an attempt to see that ABC, the ABC from that level, if it's like that, it's going to be from this level to this level. We should expect at least about a 50. It could be a 50. It could be a 61.8. So which means that price may now come here or come here. But price shouldn't break this. So which may still mean that this may still suffice as a stop loss. But it depends on the level of correction that is coming. We should expect an ABC. In that case, if it comes down as an ABC, it may now be a major 2 to this, which may work up to between 50, 61.8 or 76. So we are going to see how it's going to run. I hope somebody is really getting that. What do I use to mark that level? Because I can't even mark the level now until this one is complete. But I think I will still be shooting a video. But you should understand that that is capable of really breaking the trend of this, which is the trend support of this, to come to either between here and here. But the last place it will come to is around this area before price, go up again. So we're going to wait for all of that. So whatever run we are seeing, we are still good. Now, so it's a sequence that we are seeing. We are expecting a sequence. So having said that, on the daily, what do we expect eventually? So these are the movement, up and down movement that we get messed up and we don't understand. Now, after we have done that, this is an ABC of this as an A wave or a one wave. If the entire run is like a one wave or an A wave, we have an ABC of a B or ABC of 2. Okay, and this is the now. When this one now goes up, regardless of the count that we are counting here up to 5, that we are going to count up to somewhere here, these will now be seen as wave 3. The entire run will be a 1 of 3 in this cycle. It just be 1 of 3 in this cycle, and we're going to have a major 2 that is coming down as a 3-2 in this cycle. And that is why it can get deep to this, to walk up to this area. You know, forget, I was just trying to explain something by saying, okay, it can go up to finish this wave here, pull a major 2, which is an ABC correction, around this area or to come to this area, depending on how deep it's going to be. Then we are now going to now start the major 3 that is going to run in 7 and 5 waves. But the major 3, you know, how to really understand that will be what we expect. What we expect is that the way we did an ABC correction here to turn up, expect an ABC correction also around here to turn up. Now, what I mean is this. So we are going to run an ABC. We'll see this one as a possible zigzag to the upside. If we see this one as a possible zigzag, because we are still dealing with this as an A wave and a B wave, if we are doing that, we are saying at least this should give us an N100 extension, which where this one is the beginning of from here, which is the end of this wave and the correction, to the low here to pick. The first coordinate is start from the base to the top here to the low here to give us 100 extension at this level. So if we're going to get 100 extension at this, we are still expecting that this one should give us about 1,200 pips, 1,200 pips to this level. This thing is not going to stop until it gets to this point as 1,200 pips level. And if it's still going to be an extension of 123, these are the areas. This is 123 and this is 127. Just like we saw here, and it breached. So if it still worked up to this area, it will still be an ABC correction. And if we have a major correction to the downside and a change of trend, then you know it now say, okay, this one's on an A, B, and a C, and we are coming further down to break low again. But if you should see a breach, just like we saw a breach here at 127, if you should see a breach here at 127 and it goes up here, it won't stop until it gets here, because this will be a 161.8 extension, and which now means that once it gets here, the price is going further up, because this will be the limit of what wave 3 can be. So instead of, so it will now be A, B, C anymore. It will now be 1, 2, and a 3 here. But it can still be A, B, C to this point or C to this point. But once you have a breach out of here, then know that this is a 1, 2, 3, and not an A, B, C, which means that it's part of wave 3, which you don't even know when it's going to stop, because this is 161.8. It can be double or triple. And until you finish wave 3, then you won't rest until you now begin to see a wave 4 and a wave 5. So that will be massive. Up to this point is over 2,000 pips if it's going to do that. But up to this point, which is the lowest that you can expect, is 1,200 pips. And of course, price will be making up and down movement, correcting, you know, on every time frame, and which the way I explained to us, and we must know what to do. But for now, this thing is going up. At least it won't stop until the price gets to 1.2700. Price will not stop. But it's not as if it's going to go all the way straight. There will be correction of ABC, ABC, ABC pullback, depending on the wave count. And that is one thing we must understand. I think with that, that marks the end of the training today. Go over this video over and over to understand what I said about correction in between here and all of that. So not until we finish 5 here, we're not going to have this is going to be a 3-5. So once we have a 3-5, then on this particular wave, once we have a 3-5, we have an ABC correction of that 3-5. It won't even be a wave 2, because that's one thing you must understand. It won't be a wave 2, because this has finished a wave 3 of 3, and a wave 3 of 4 is what we want to do now to finish a 3 of 5. So once we do a 3 of 5, we are going to have a wave 4, which may come here. I don't expect it to come low. It won't be 50%. Yeah, it won't be 50%. This will be our 2 area, and to get a 5 to 4 major, and after 4 major, we are going to do a 5th one major, and after 5th major, which may actually break the top here slightly, and when it breaks, you don't think that it's going, then we're now going to have a deep pullback, and that deep pullback, we're now going to be looking at a 50 or 61.8 correction to the downside. So not now, not now. You're not going to have that ABC dip of a 2 for now, even at this point. The best we can have now is a 4 major and a 5 to finish this wave completely. To do a major 4, which will now, we can calculate with 5 to 2 here to get a major 4. So once we do that, even we can use this 2. Yes, we can use this 2. I think the most appropriate will be this 2, because yes, we have finished 3, the 3rd wave. So the most appropriate will be this 2, because we have finished the 3rd wave. For now, for this 4, we're going to use this 2. We're going to use this 2 for this 4. Now, once we finish 5 wave, we are using this 2 to get the 4. So you must understand this 2 with the 5 wave to get the 4. And once we finish the 5 wave, then we're not going to look at, this one would have finished as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the new ABC correction will now be a retracement of the peak here to the low here, as an ABC correction of ABC in between a 50 or a 60 or a 38, if it's going to be, because it's a very terrible bullish sequence. It can stall at 38 and not get to 50, but we'll see how it's correcting to the downside before we know where we're going to go to. So because you can't tell if it's going to stall at 38 or a 50 or a 61.8, but we still have, like, how many waves before we do that? This is the wave 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave, 3 wave, 4 wave. After 4 wave, the 5th wave will now be that ABC dip, then before we fly up. So, all right. I'm going to be changing entries for us that I gave on the Telegram. Okay.